Once Human is getting a brand new mode. I'll go over all the details of that, including the upcoming schedule and dates. There's some brand new quality of life changes, anti-cheat, and community moderations. That does include some additional updates to survival, phase endings, new challenge loops, and even events. We'll look at some additional updates with Gamescom, as well as a shop refresh and upcoming cosmetics. We got a ton to talk about. What's up, World Utopia here, back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Once Human. Okay, so first off here, yes, Once Human is getting some new updates. There's a raid zone preview and a new event lasting from August 28th to the 25th. So we'll go over these specific and important dates first, then I'll apply some additional context where need be. So first off here, August 28th is a raid zone update, an event start, and commissions are becoming closed. Where September 11th, they will do a new commission system that will go live, and the end of the event with this current new mode will end on September 25th. So just under a month there. So pertaining to this new event, this is a new Stellar Resonance Visional Wheel mode, and that does apply to the Starfall inversion. So there is a little bit of a guide here on how to start and what essentially the gameplay loop will entail with this new mode. They do mention there's some new blueprint unlocks where you'll first get a Starfall chest that will grant the Gravity Interrogator blueprint, or after crafting that, your progress is then shared across all servers in the same region, and you'll unlock different bonuses and additional rewards. You can kind of see here the preview image for 1 stage, 2 stage, 3 stage, etc. as you're progressing through. They do mention that this is just a preview image, though the final effect is subject to change. You can enhance this crafting with mid and high stations. There also is a placement rule for this. You can only place it over 60 meters from other territories and from other devices as well. If this device is unused, it will return to your bag after the anomaly ends. And essentially this event will run for 10-minute intervals. So each interrogator will last 10 minutes and then will auto-destroy with these settlement rewards. The overall gameplay loop here in the challenge loop, essentially you're ascending and collecting, so you can rise skyward and gather stellar core specimens, where you will need to defend the device and the rig, which has waves of monsters that attack it, so you will need to protect the device's durability. You are also rewarded by height, so the higher that you do ascend, you get better loot, and there are essentially 5 tiers there. There is some loot rights to this, only the placer and their party can claim it, so whatever party you're in that places the device or the interrogator gravity device, those are only the people that can claim the loot that is there. Now there is some weekly limits with this. There can only be 3 claims per week. Extra attempts will happen via these server-wide goals, so if you want to help your server itself, you can help, but there is an overall weekly limit there. As I mentioned, if the device is destroyed after you place it, the rewards will then be settled and you won't be able to claim anything else for that week. Now, I did say extra attempts will happen with a server-wide goal. There is a server-wide progression and shop there. If you do contribute overall in advance, you can submit specimens to push server stages and unlock buffs, and even gain extra activations. You shouldn't stall with this though, you definitely should be pushing those, as if you do no new station in 5 days, meaning that buffs will expire and enemies grow stronger. So essentially you can purposefully make the world harder if you aren't pushing for those events. Now you do still earn gravity crystals from this, which you can exchange in the shop, and those will get you rare rewards. So essentially this new event is a sky rising defense with scaling loot and buffs. There is a bit of a limiter there though, so you can't just push endlessly, but you can do so to help your server overall, just not to help yourself. It's just that each week Transcendence or players will have up to 3 chances to claim a Star Core Battle gameplay reward, so essentially that is the limit there. Where that actually does bring me back to the event page here. If you do actually submit those Star Core Gravity samples, that's going to increase the overall Star Core Gravity research phase, which is essentially what you're doing for the entire server, where you're essentially giving those Gravity Integrator buffs for the entire server and gaining additional unlocks. Again, most of the details on this are a little bit murky right now. We'll have to see exactly how this ends up playing out, but I would just imagine it's just an enhanced version of the Visional Wheel that we had currently, where you are doing more battling and events within that. Now yes, I also did mention with this update to the event, there's also a raid zone update. They are enhancing their anti-cheat and community moderation even further, so they are banning a ton of players here. There's going to be a new ban status that shows directly in your friends list and search result, so you can see who got banned. That's a really cool one there. I really do like that. Lets you know and gives you more confidence in the system. There's also going to be something called player moderators. Those can apply in-game and actually be a player moderator for the game itself. You get an exclusive badge plus reward and in-game items and even limited merch, it says. It seems like it's not going to be just the in-game item there, so maybe the limited merch actually you do get sent. They have been presenting that a bit more. They sent me some a while back, but now they've been bringing that even to Gamescom. Again, we'll get into that with the update with that. But it does seem like you might even get some IRL merch just for contributing to this. Again, you can apply to this sometime soon. And then with this update, they're also doing another one in September for a reporting revamp. It's going to be faster reports, more categories, and even visible progress tracking. That way you can see exactly what's actually happened with your report, and it's not just sending something out into space. That one is really cool there. A lot of this stuff I really do wish they did in other games, so I definitely do applaud them for this. And hopefully it does mean less cheaters overall, or none. That's not all with this update though. We're also getting vehicle quality of life changes here soon. There's going to be full durability repair for bikes, where all bicycles spawn fully repaired and ready to use. There's going to be durability boosts, which increase the bike durability, less breakage. There's solo only, no more pylon passengers on bikes. And you'll be able to crash through barriers now, while vehicles in general will be able to smash most obstacles in the world, which was kind of a contention point when driving around. Survival tuning overall, there's less chore and more play. Stamina has been reworked, where it costs 25% less. And while gathering, you'll have no more stamina cost, with an additional 25% recovery. Hydration and energy effects penalties at 0%, and bonuses will be only at 100%. Respawn recovery return with 50% energy and 70% hydration after blacking out. And sanity has been disabled, so no more sanity penalties with maxed HP, fixed only during raid zone though. So some really cool things there, some nice quality of life changes overall, making you feel like your playthrough is a bit better and more enjoyable. This one does specifically apply to raid zone phases and endings with challenges that are always on. Those would be enabled by August 28th. There is no more multi-phase progression, only single phase experience. And there is no triggerable endings. Servers won't end early due to the endings, so you still be able to play raid zone in general without having it end early. They do mention they're still going to do server restart cycles. These, however, will be more on a cadence. Resets will happen every 7 days. Monthly resets will happen every 28 days. But they do give a heads up here that some pre-August 28th servers will close after their ending. Temporarily, these servers will close at the cycle end. That does seem just to be on track with the new weekly reset schedule. They do mention that the recent commissions and events are going to be temporarily closed. That's happening from August 28th to the September 11th, so you should finish and claim those now. You can pick up to 3 commissions per day, and there's even going to be a manual claim in the commissions panel. Daily refresh is still happening with carryover rewards as well. There's also some additional control and world quality of life changes. These are specific to event tagged servers, where now gliding will be better with speed up, shift on PC, and joystick boost for mobile. There's also going to be quick descent with pressing crouch after jumping, aim glide hover with brief hovering while midair. You can now also cancel aerial melee attacks, and floating terrain has been polished with a scope that only applies to anomaly tagged servers. Again, this is just to help with the new event, making it a bit easier to navigate when you are up in the air. So some pretty good changes overall to this new update. A little bit of TLDR here is some new fairer servers with visible bans, smoother travel with bikes, barrier breaks, less stamina cost, survival tweaks have been applied, they've simplified raid zone, and even had a better restart flexibility. We also are getting that new event, Sky Rising Defense, with scaling loot and buffs. Now I did mention there was a small update there with Gamescom. Of course, they did announce this actually coinciding with Gamescom, this whole new update for Raid Zone, as well as just the event in general. But they are still there at Hall 9 with their booth. You can see some of the images there of people actually visiting it. They still haven't done their 2 major events, which are happening on the 23rd and 24th, but overall you can still visit the booth. Again, probably nothing else major comes out from Gamescom. You've probably seen it already, but we did have the August 20th store refresh, where we got the new Edge of Cage theme pack, and it is currently a limited time 20% off. However, there was one other teaser here with a brand new Lightforge loot crate that will be available soon. And no, this one isn't a pick 3, so no returners. They did give some teaser imagery here and some teaser gifs, where we do get a look at both the female and male cosmetic. However, the full images aren't out there, and these have been posted to different Chinese sources, So we do have the full female outlook here with a chainsaw, as well as the male outlook here with a chainsaw as well, or at least a chainsaw combination there with their melee. So a pretty cool one there overall. And yeah, now you can see the full outline and outlook for the actual Lightforged Loot Crate. That one is launching August 28th. Overall, that's about covered for today's video. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.